welcome back, and blah blah blah.
Imagine asking your AI assistant to book a hotel, order lunch, or purchase an API.
I'm sorry, it seems like you need to complete the payment before I can proceed with this booking.
It knows exactly what to do, but it can't complete the payment. Traditional AI can think, search, and plan, but it can't transact. That's where XDC AI comes in.
Wow! Just look at it! The entire grid is alive!
XDC AI gives every AI agent a secure smart wallet with user-controlled spending limits, allowing autonomous payments using USDC on the XDC network. Now AI agents can pay for APIs, book flights and hotels, order food, and access digital services automatically. With fast transactions, low fees, and blockchain security, developers can build AI applications that don't just think, they act. Welcome to the future of agentic commerce. Welcome to XDC AI.
Wow, that was a great, I would say, great explainer video showcasing what XDC AI is briefly. So, hi everyone, welcome back to XDC podcast. So, basically, if you have been anywhere near Twitter or LinkedIn lately, you've heard the phrase AI agents about 1,000 times now. I'm sure, like everywhere. But today we are going past this buzzword AI agents into something a lot more concrete. How AI agents actually pay for things in real money in real time. Okay, so I'm here today with Beny. Hi, Beny.
Hi there. Thanks for having me, Sonny, in the podcast. I'm really excited today to explain and explore about XDC AI and what's actually coming into the agentic AI and agentic commerce in general.
Perfect. So as Benny said, together, me and Benny are together going to break it down for you, what's changing, why it matters, and how we are building the payment rails for this at XDC AI. Okay, Benny, let's just start with the question and answer section. So uh, everyone is talking about AI agents. What's actually changing with money? I mean, that's the very first question we would like to know.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So let's break it down what's happening before these AI agents, right? So until now, if you want to purchase something online, you have to have your own card and basically go to the website and enter your card details and basically do the payment, right? So after these AI agents and revolution of these AI LLMs in the market like ChatGPT, Claude, Hermes, and other different tools and platforms, now agents are going to pay by their own, right? So you give some task to the agent, go say, hey, I want to do this certain booking, or I want to fetch this kind of information online, or buy this subscription for me. Like you can buy your own Spotify, for example, subscription, or YouTube Premium subscription by the agents, right? So, but the question here is how the agents can basically do the payments. Right now, it's happening through via your Visa or MasterCard, entering manually the payments or card details. And that's a real barrier, right? For the agents actually to be able to transact. Basically, it's a barrier for the machines to basically transact. And some of the forecasts are showing very big numbers in volume in terms of the agentic payments. Basically, your AI, the volume of the transactions in USD that an agent can pay by 2030, it could reach $1 trillion plus, right? So it's going to be a very big initiative in general that basically these agents are going to be exposed to a lot of users and basically a lot of day-to-day tasks.
Yeah, and those numbers are really wild when you say them aloud. So let me just reiterate that. So we are talking about going from 8 billion to 1.5 trillion in 4 years' time, and that's the whole new category of commerce showing up. I mean, almost overnight, I would say. Thank you, Benny. So I know that we would like to understand by giving examples in a very simple way. Maybe you can take a simple example of like a travel agent, or and give our viewers, sort of explain it in a simple way how agents can pay on our behalf.
Yeah, imagine for your summer holidays, you wanna book a flight and book a hotel coming to Dubai, right? I'm based in Dubai, so I give the examples in Dubai. So you have to go to the service providers like booking.com and a lot of different services that basically allowing you to book your hotel and book your flight. And you have to open up more than 20 tabs on your browser to find the best pricing and the offering that suits you, right? So instead of that, you can tell your agents, giving a prompt and saying, okay, by like September 1st, I'm going to go to Dubai, and this is my budget limit per night, right? And it finds you all the available flights and hotel bookings, and basically it gives you some option, top three options, instead of going manually and finding all those resources and all this information. You can find it for you like in a matter of a few minutes. And then the next step is ask your agent, okay, I like the option one and I would like to pay it right now. So basically, you have already a funded wallet, and basically that agent can pay it on behalf of you, right? Or another example can be you would like the cheapest like flight and booking for your travel, like you're a digital nomad and you're traveling around the world, but all the time you have to check all available bookings, right? So you can run an agent that every day goes to all the available bookings and finds the cheapest and most affordable, like the suitable option for you. And once that got that option, it notifies you on an app, on email, or etc. So basically, as we move forward, a lot of these tasks are going to be automated, like travel and hotel is like an example. So basically, the agent can get the pricing, handles the payments, and you never basically involved in this kind of task at the end of the day. So you delegate your day-to-day tasks to an agent.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So that's something really life changing for us humans, because you rightly said that whenever we want to book a flight or hotel, we would have to go to multiple browsers. Multiple pages and look for different kind of booking agents before we can choose one. So yes, it's like, is is the agents doing all this invisible little transaction that were never worth humans' time in the first place. So we agreed that there's a lot of hype behind this agentic commerce, AI agents making payment on our behalf. I just want to know: is this for real? Is this going to be there for in the next 10 years, or this is just a hype that's picking up? What do you think, Benny?
Yeah, like a few days ago, I was reading an research article by Gartner that was basically saying by 2028, 15% of the day-to-day decisions would be made by the agents, by AI, right? So by their own reasoning and etc. So basically, from now we can have this estimation that a lot of these initiatives around like agentic AI are going to be really realistic, and it's going to be involved in our day-to-day basis. So if you ask your friend or anyone close to you, have you ever used any of these AI platforms for asking a question or advising on a decision, or whether you wanted to make a decision? So like plus 90% of your close friends are already using AI already. So that's a really big adoption in terms of the usage, and there is no barrier to use AI at the moment. So you just go on any platform of choice and basically select one of the agents, pay the subscription, and you can start prompting, right? So basically, this is agentic payment are going to be part of the same initiative, and basically everybody can delegate tasks to an AI agent, basically for the payments and day-to-day work. So you can order coffee or doing these things in a very near future. And it's already some of it happening on XDC AI, which I explore later as we talk.
Yeah. I totally agree because when you have the big names like Visa, MasterCard, and Stripe all moving at once, that's usually the tell that something's not hype. It's infrastructure, and nobody build Rails for a fad. So I totally agree with that. And XTC is obviously the infrastructure layer building those AI agents. That brings me to the next question about the XTC AI marketplace. So I think when I talk about XTC AI marketplace, I get a lot of questions back because maybe it's not clear at this stage. So would you like to explain what is XTC AI marketplace in a very simple English?
Sure. XDC AI, in a simple terms, is a tool for the agents. So what do I mean by that? So if you want to break down an agent into the different components, there is like a chat GPT part of it, and there are some access and capabilities to the tools. XDC AI is simply give payment arm to the agent. So basically, if you want to pay for something, XDC AI provides you a secure wallet, and it gives you an access basically for doing payments for various reasons, for various different, basically for different things, with a little basically money, right? So you can top up your wallets with some amount of USDC, and basically delegate tasks to your agent to pay for you. So in a nutshell, it helps your agent to have the payment capabilities.
Yeah. Also, Benny, I have seen like you have when you get into the website, you see services, you see agents, and also it says list your APIs. Maybe can you just touch base on a little bit about what are those three tabs on the website as well?
Yeah, sure. XDC AI has different target customers. So first of all are normal people that they want to connect their agents into give the payment capabilities. But once you get the payment capability, what you're gonna pay for, right? So that brings the second target customer of XDC AI, which are data providers or API providers. For instance, if you are a travel agency and you want your data be visible to AI agents and AI in general, so by simply like spending 5 minutes into the XDC AI dashboard, you can list all of your APIs into XDC AI and make it machine readable and machine payable, right? So basically, whatever you as a user, you get your payment capability, and the other side, there are some API providers, there are some API sellers, right? They are selling subscriptions, they're selling data, they are selling services, and basically these two match up together, and basically a real payment happen under the hood. Like once you do say, okay, I want to pay for this service, under the hood, all these things match up together on XDC AI and settles the payment for you.
Yeah, I think that's better. That's quite understandable. But one more thing, Benny, if you ask me, I am really not very keen on giving my wallet to an agent to do the transaction on my behalf because I don't know if I can trust an agent. What if the agent turns out to be malicious? So how can I ensure that the agent does not, drain me of my wallet, of my money?
Yeah, that's a very great question. So there was a story on X which happened. So there was a guy gave its own agents its own credit card, and at the end, the guy find out basically the agent paid for Alex Hormoz's like courses, like for some advisory kind of courses, like self-help courses, and that drained all the wallets, all the balance of that credit card. So we learned from those stories and those kind of stories on social media, and we realized that these agents, they need their own isolated wallets. And we have another security layer that basically you can set a spending limit for your isolated wallet that you have. For example, you can set like $100 per week spending. So if you have like $10,000 in your agent wallet, so that agent is allowed to pay $100 per week. And additionally, if something goes wrong, basically you can turn off the payments. You can log into the dashboard like a human and turn off the XDC AI for your agent. So that basically stops all the payments if your agent is doing something wrong or overpaying for something that you don't like, right? And basically, by having these features and measures in place, we can make sure that the spending is going to be really effective and it would be very controlled. So if for whatever reason agent goes wrong, there are some certain limits that stops the agent. So basically, short answer, XDC AI helps you to not lose money because of some wrong decision of the agent.
Yeah. So thank you, Beny. It seems like the agent itself is a very, very, very key important person in this entire landscape. What if someone, hacks the agent? Because we know agent is performing everything on our behalf, including making the payments for us, having access to our wallets. What if the agent gets hacked?
Sure. I think that's a really great question. So we have different. XDC AI is a security first and compliant, and it's going to be a very compliant tool for the agents, right? So it's exactly designed for those moments. That, for example, something wrong with your agent. Under the hood, we have a smart wallet, which is a combination of different signatures. Imagine you are going to a bank and you want to create a shared bank account with your partner, right? So you say, for example, if someone wants to withdraw money from this bank account, it has to be my partner's signature and my signature, right? So we have same methodology under the hood. So basically, you have 2 out of 3 signatures. You have your Face ID or your fingerprint if you want to do some withdrawals on your wallet, and you can connect your own compliant custodian wallet or non-custodian wallet. So for those who are familiar with crypto, you can connect like your MetaMask, Rabi wallet, Ledger, or on the custodian side, you can connect your Fireblocks, Bitco, Copper, and all those type of regional-based compliant custodian solutions. So if someone wants to do a large withdrawals, so of course, there has to have your fingerprint or Face ID or having one of your self-custody wallets. So in case of any hacks, in addition to kill switch on the agent, basically you can turn off all the payments that is going to be consumed by the agent. We have these security measures that basically ensures the customers that basically the agent is going to be, there are going to be a lot of guardrails basically in order for your agent to do wrong things. And if wrong thing happens, there are some certain limits and steps that avoids the agent to make the mistake more messier.
Yeah. So yeah, those are very great points because see, basically we build a product for nothing for businesses, right? And see, for businesses, security is very important as well, right? You don't want to lose your money because of this new technology that everybody's trying to figure out, but everybody's still questioning the how these agents really work in a way to have access to their wallets and move money from one wallet to another wallet. So now that we are assured about this, I think the next question would be like, why do businesses like, really want to have such a solution? Or to just take an example of XDC AI marketplace, right? So when you are going to propose this to a business, for example, a travel agency, you gave an example, very good example, or a coffee shop owner, or talk about financial institutions. um, what is in for them, like, why would they be interested in such a marketplace?
Yeah, going back to the research I mentioned earlier, it's going to be like 15% of everyday usage or everyday decision of every human is going to be by AI, right?
Mhm.
So that gives us a signal. So the signal is so the agents are going to make the decisions. And I have a question for all these traditional businesses. Are you
Right.
ready for agentic AI and be ready for agents to as a customer, right? So basically, this is a new target customer for every businesses that are operating online. And basically, it's going to be very crucial for day-to-day shoppings or that are happening by AI. And the businesses, they have to expose themselves into the agentic AI and agentic commerce, so to be able to receive the payments from the agents. So 15% of everyday decisions is a very big number globally.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a very large number, a huge volume from the agents to the businesses. So and like by 2030 is going to like increase by like 15 to 25% in terms of volume of the agents, and it's going to be very dominant, I think, over years. We, because we are human, we tend to delegate tasks to the agents rather than doing it ourselves, and agents are a best fit for this human.
Yeah. So those are very good points for future, like, by 2030 we see that happening. But what about today, Many? What's happening? What's really happening today? Because obviously, if you approach a business today, any enterprise, so they would obviously like to know the use case and stuff. So what's happening today, and why would a business be interested?
Yeah, sure. XDC AI is a very developer-friendly platform. So you can list your existing services without touching your source code or something like that, and getting listed and exposed to the agentic AI. So imagine you are a travel agency and you have a lot of basically affiliate partners that basically using your APIs. So within a few prompts, you can say, go and use XDC AI and list all of our APIs into XDC AI. And that basically happens under the hood, and you can ask your coding agent or whatever AI you are using at the moment, and basically get it listed under 5 minutes. So getting into agentic commerce is 5 minutes away, and that's it.
Yeah, I totally agree because we are well versed with the technology and we work day in and day out. But when it comes to these traditional businesses, especially the small, medium-sized businesses, who are doing a redundant tasks, I think it's very helpful for them. But I think it's about the education as well. It's about the awareness as well, which is lacking. I think there is a room for progress there. And because we all speak to these businesses day in and day out, I think that this is the whole idea of this podcast, to make sure they understand what agentic commerce, what how can agents make payments safely, especially on the XTCI marketplace. So that brings to me for the Q&A session, because we have a lot of questions from our viewers as well. I think let's take these questions one by one. Benny, is that okay?
Yeah, so you wanna read the question first? Ah, yeah, it comes on top. So how can developers test X402 payments safely before allowing an agent to use real funds? So that's very simple. You can just ask your AI tool that you're using, either can be Claude or ChatGPT or your terminal agents. go to xdcai.tech and set up the wallet, set up an account. So basically, what happens under the hood? You enter your email and like send the OTP back to the box, and you log into the XDC AI dashboard. So under the hood, it creates you a wallet, a smart wallet, as I mentioned, like within the security measures that we have applied under the hood. And then you can test, like deposit whatever amount you like and just start testing it. We have like MCP, which is a very noun term for whoever is doing on agentic AI. You can connect it to your Claude, Hermes AI, or Cursor, Codex, whatever AI platform you are using. And via doing a logging session, your agent can get access to XDC AI. You can say, hey, XDC AI, can you show me my USDC balance? Can you show me my transaction history? Or finding me some analytic. I'm really excited about XDC network. Show me the latest on-chain activities on XDC. For example, you are interested to know more about the USDC transactions on XDC.
Right.
And you can doing some sort of prompts that basically you get experiments with your with your own agents manually, and then after a while, once you make sure that this is very suitable for you or for your business to do, you can apply that. There is one important thing I've seen a lot of friends are doing. So they are doing they are building their own businesses with the minimum employees. So basically they delegate their sales or marketing or even developers to AI, like development tasks. So we are seeing businesses that are having maybe 2-3 founders, and they are doing like operating like a company of like 50 employees. So that's very insane, and we never seen that before. And XDC AI is a tool for them, basically apply it in their agents, and that AI employee can now pay within the certain limits that the founders of that business that set for the agent.
And when it comes to, obviously you said 3 founders are running a business of 50, and if they subscribe to XDC AI, how much they are going to save in terms of paying the salaries of the employees of 50 versus XDC AI? I think
I
very
think
less.
there are sure. So those business owners, they are saving a lot of money by the efficiency of AI, and they just pay a few subscriptions for the tools that they're gonna use either for sales or marketing, content or graphics and all this, or software development. And basically that could be paid by XDC AI as a subscription that they want to pay for all these tools. So it's going to be very easy. You just say, okay, use XDC AI to pay, for example, that employee or this employee, or you can run some scheduled tasks that you say every month, first week, like on Monday, you pay the salaries. So that's an automatic task that you basically you can delegate to your agent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is going to be amazing for a business. Okay, we have another question. What happens if an AI agent tries to pay for a service but does not have enough does not have enough USDC? Does it stop, retry, or request human approval? That's a very, very good question. That's a very good question.
So basically XDC AI, it won't allow you to process that transaction because you're running out of the fund. But we have some certain exciting features already that are going to be announced. I'm going to give some alphas here. If you are part of XDC community, you're probably owning some XDC tokens. And with the power of XDC DeFi, you can get credits. So imagine you're holding $1,000 worth of XDC. Okay. With the power of XDC infrastructure, you can take like 300 USDC on XDC, and basically you let your XDC pays the upside of XDC pays your own debt, and you can use a lot of spending out of it. So short answer is it won't allow you to pay, but you can get access to the credit. And we are developing a very interesting distribution layer for the KOLs, or a lot of people that they have high followers or subscribers on social media, that they can monetize their own community. So they can use the referral of that particular social media account, and basically that social media account can basically earn from the community.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, Beny. We have another very interesting question coming related to the developers of AI. I think that's a very good question also. What is the advantage for the AI developers with XDC AI Marketplace?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. XDC AI, we are very well expanded across the globe. You can say from US to the East Asia, like in Hong Kong, Singapore, and we are majorly the core team based in Dubai. And we are doing a global distribution, and we are leveraging all the XDC ecosystem enterprise partners basically to having their distribution on XDC AI. And to answer your questions, so you get distribution. That's a very simple simple answer. If you are building something very useful that solves a problem of a business, or that is something that as a human or like users that we can consume, that it could get distribution. So I think there are a lot of benefits for the developers and dev communities to start building their own businesses powering by XDC AI, right?
Yeah.
So like the example I mentioned, like 3 founders, like they are doing 50 employees work. So why not to handle everything on XDC AI and using the compliant layer like XDC network to processing all those transactions.
Amazing. Thank you, Beny, and thank you, Samuel, for that question. Okay.
Perfect.
I think that's a wrap for today, Beny. I think you've done fantastically well. You've answered all the questions regarding the marketplace. And I'm sure the community XDC ecosystem is going to be hugely benefited by this podcast and the information that you've shared. Again, huge thanks to you for breaking this down so clearly from the big $1 trillion forecasts all the way down to the half a cent payment that actually makes it work. If that's one thing to take away, it's this: the next big customer online might not be a person at all. It might be an agent. And the businesses that are ready for the first are going to have a real head start. And to the viewers and the supporters of XDC community, if you enjoyed this episode, follow us, follow the show, follow this. More podcasts will be coming soon with more podcasts related to XDC AI Marketplace. Share it with someone who's still confused about what agentic payments actually means. And we will see you next time. Thanks for listening. And have a good day.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you, Sonny, for having me. Thanks for the audience for staying up. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's how AI agents pay. No invoices. No waiting. Just machines settling with machines. And it's not a demo. It's live. Right now. On the XDC AI Marketplace. Connect your wallet. Plug in your AI agent. And start paying for real APIs. The same way Noon.com's ordering gateway already does. Got an API? List it. And start earning from AI agent traffic. This is the XDC AI podcast. Thanks for listening. See you next time.